y'all, it's Raina and River the baby and Burton the sheep. Burton is just my latest obsession, so he's been in all my videos lately. Today we're going to be doing a review on goggles. Well, actually, they're GogGills. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe. Your subscription means so much to us. It helps us with the Google and YouTube analytics, so please hit that subscribe button. Like, leave us a comment, tell me what you think, and what else would you like me to review. So today, yes, I am reviewing the goggles. And I kind of regret not doing an unboxing video for this because they had such gorgeous packaging. The idea behind goggles is that they're semi-customizable goggles that can be custom to match your tail, that can make it easier to see underwater, protect your eyes, but they're also somewhat invisible, so they look like they're more part of your costume, which is really cool. They're a little expensive, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't buy them at first, because I thought, I don't know if I can just justify that price because I'm Canadian, so it costs 30% more for me, plus shipping, plus import fees. The brand of goggles is actually called Aquasphere. I googled them, and they do have cheap goggles, but they also have really expensive goggles, and this tends to be one of their higher end goggles. So they actually are a really good pair of just regular goggles on their own. But then you have the artistry that goes into them, and the branding. So like I said, the branding was really cool. The goggles come with a tube that you can keep them in that are branded. And then that came in a box that was branded, and it just was very professional looking, like very, like first impression was like, wow, this is a legit business. This is pretty cool. Communication with them was fantastic. I believe it's the millennial mermaid who does a lot of the communication. She's really sweet. I met her briefly at California. And I have to say that a lot of these people I met in California during the California convention, the last in-person one, I was so unwell, not contagious, but like just, I was trying another endometriosis drug and I was miserable. And then I like broke 2 of my toes and I was so miserable on that trip that I'm pretty sure I scared and intimidated anybody who tried to meet me. Like I think people came up to see me and they were like, oh, Raina, and I was like, hi. I probably seemed like a horrible bee with an itch and I was really just miserable, and it was hard for me to like slap on the happy face. And after that event I went and reached out to people and was like, look, like this is not me. Like I was very unwell, I was in a lot of pain, I was trying a new medication. I really didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be on the trip, but I kind of dragged myself because I wanted to see my friends and everything, and I didn't want to miss out on opportunity. But looking back on it, like maybe I should have stayed home because I worry I gave people bad impression of myself. And I think I can be a very intimidating person in general because I've been in the industry so long, and so people are just, it's like how I can be intimidated by Hannah and Lyndon, you know, like they're amazing women that I love and I get to meet them, but when I meet them it's like, ah. And I think for summers that happens with me and they don't know what to say to me because it just can be really hard to relate to someone who's old. So anyway, I met her and she was very sweet, and my husband remembered a little bit more of the interaction because I was a bit of a space cadet because of my meds. But I look forward to meeting her again in person with a healthy mind and hopefully a baby in tow, and just thanking her for such a cool product. So the communication with her was great. I sent her kind of the color schemes and I said, I'm hoping that we can make these to match several of my tails. So she did. We've got this nice peachy gold fade into a light blue with a little bit of pink. And these fins actually cover the adjustable parts of the goggles. So you can still adjust them, but they're black and it covers them. So you don't kind of have that black color in the front, which is really nice. Now, the goggles themselves are customizable in that you can get them tinted or you can pick the different sizes and that sort of thing. So I didn't go for tinted. I wanted you to be able to see my eyes. And I had to get the larger size because I have huge eyes and my eyes are actually, they're very wide and they're very deep set. And if these came in an even larger size, I think I would probably have to go up a size because this was kind of the max of what I could do with their sizing. So in future, if they're able to offer large, that would be larger than this. I think that would be more ideal for me. So putting them on, now I think I adjusted these recently to a wig. So they're gonna be adjusted differently if you're wearing a wig than if you're wearing your hair. So I'm gonna put them on, but they might be a bit loose for a second here because I don't have a wig. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, the centerpiece kind of blends really well. And in my pictures, it almost looks like I have edited out the centerpiece, but I haven't. It's just kind of a trick of the light and how my skin kind of goes with it. You get an easier fit when you go over your hair, but if you don't want to see the sides of the goggles, you can definitely take your time and comb your hair and have it over. You can do the same thing with a wig, and what I did with the wig is I put it over the wig, and then I kind of took those two pieces, you know, you always have those long extra pieces, and I kind of put them up like this. And then I've worn this with my Aussie headdress. So I put these on first. Okay, there we go. So I put this whole look together before and imagine it with a wig. You can still do your makeup and all that stuff, and it's pretty cool. A couple of things I learned from my first swim with these. It's really easy to scratch new goggles. They warn you. It comes with a care sheet, and it tells you how to take care of them so that you get the best use out of them. So I was really careful when I was handling them. However, I wore mascara, and it was the clumping kind that makes your lashes extend out. And what happened was a couple pieces of those clumps got in my lenses, and I rinsed them out, and I tried to like wipe out the clumps, and the clumps are so granular that it was almost like a rock, and it scratched the inside of my goggles the very first time I used them. Thankfully though, they're very small surface scratches, so you can't see them when you're looking through them, and they also don't show up in pictures. But it's just kind of annoying to use something for the first time and be like, ah! So if you want to avoid that, I would just suggest don't wear mascara, because it can clump and do that. Now for me, I have very deep set eyes, so these come very close. When I'm not wearing a wig, these kind of fit perfectly, but goggles are not made to be worn over wigs. It doesn't matter who makes the goggles, right? So when I wear the wigs, it kind of pulls it even more, and then my eyes would get stuck. So when I'm wearing the wig, I kept having this thing happen where I'd blink and my eye would get stuck and my lashes would get stuck. So if you're wearing wigs, just be aware of that. Be very careful with your makeup because it'll get all over there. But if you're not wearing wigs, I'd say you'd have sufficient space. When I'm not wearing a wig, I can blink and my eyelashes don't touch it. But when I wear a wig, it pulls it to the side like this. Oh no. So eyeshadow is fine. Eyeliner that's not gonna smear, because you don't want it to come off on the goggles, is fine. But I would pass on the mascara, and I would pass on the fake lashes too, because the fake lashes are so long they're gonna touch it. You get this really nice seal. Now keep in mind when you're wearing these kind of goggles, and I don't mean the brand, I mean this type of goggle. It's not a mask. You're gonna get pressure when you're going down, so you can't go super deep with this type of a goggle because the pressure is just gonna be too much. But for pool swimming and stuff like that, aquarium swimming, it's perfect. So I really love it. One of the things I loved about wearing them was that I could wear contacts, and you could see the contacts right through the goggles, which was super cool. So when I'm wearing these with a wig, it does distort how they sit on your head, and you will have to adjust the size, so be aware of that. But when I'm wearing it with just my hair, it's fine. And it really looks like part of the costume. And like I showed with my headdress, you can dress it up with a headdress and it really looks like it's just supposed to be there. It's not this obvious, oh, she's wearing goggles. And I live in Canada, so I have been in a pool all winter because it's Canada, and the chlorine is absolutely brutal. I don't know if it's because of COVID, they're just putting in a bit more, and then they're also like sanitizing the pool deck a lot more and the walls, and we can't use the showers and everything, and ugh, it's just like, it's so gross. And we've been going every single week, and it's killed my hair. My hair was blonde for so long just because of the pool, and it was the green blonde, and I recently went back to the red, and the red is not gonna last. This is just temporary. But being in the pool, yeah, that chlorine was killing my eyes, and I was getting this allergic reaction to it that I'd never had before, and I found out it's because I'm pregnant. You become more sensitive. My eyes were killing me, I was getting nosebleeds, and my skin was burning all the time, and I was just extra sensitive. I started taking an antihistamine, which helps, and then wearing the goggles and protecting my eyes, I wear these almost all the time now to get my pictures. It's just so nice to be able to see. And it's really funny because as a performer, when I'm training, I would wear the big mask and goggles, but then all my pictures just kind of look like behind the scenes, right? But now when I'm training and I have costume goggles, some of my training pictures end up being final pictures, and they look really nice. Pretty much all my pictures that you've seen through this winter have been training photos, but they look artistic because I've been able to wear my whole costume and wear the goggles, which is super cool. I haven't gotten to use them for gigs because we're not doing any gigs with COVID right now, but I think they're gonna make a huge difference when we do our tank shows because I can't see through the tank at all. The tank is really, really thick and it burns my eyes after a while. It's gonna be a real treat to be able to actually look through the goggles and look through the glass and see them. I've asked my whole team save up and get them because it's been great. I let everybody try them. Look, you need them, you need them. I'd like to have a second pair with darker colors that would go with my other tails. I'd like to have an Aussie crown. This fits half my tails, so I'd like a darker one to fit the other half, and same thing with these goggles. I like this one fits half my tails, and I would like a darker one to fit the other half because it's just great. And you only have one pair of eyes. I've been to the eye doctor, and my eye doctor knows that I do mermaiding stuff, and she also knows that I'm on medications that dry out your eyes. And she prescribed me Systane because Genteel, it's been recalled because the preservatives in it are not good for your eyes. So Systane is a really great eye gel, which also does have some preservatives in it. They all have preservatives, but this one has less and it's a little bit easier on your eyes. So I use Systane every day, and then I also use it before and after the pool. But this is gonna give me a whole new lease on life with my eyes, and you only have one pair, and I'm 35. I don't wear glasses yet, but I need to keep my eyes safe. So anyway, Burton, you can wear them. So I love my GogGills, and I really recommend them to everybody. I think the price point is fair for the product that you're getting. Is a really high quality product, and then the artisan that goes into it, the artistry, and also the branding is really, really nice. And I would really love to see yet another female helmed business do well. This is so cool. I'd love to see them come up with crazier designs. I can't wait to test what they do in the future, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. This is what it means to be a community. We're supposed to be supporting each other. I mean, I was skeptical when I first saw them too, so I understand people being, oh my gosh, that's so pricey, but platinum silicone is expensive, guys. And when I first bought them, people were like, oh man, I could just go out and buy a pair of goggles and do that. And I'm kind of, all right, we'll do that then. And of course, nobody does. These guys did it first, and I love it, and they're great. And I know that she works with a tail maker as well. I think it's Croca FX, and they've made some really beautiful tails as well. I've seen the look put together with everything. It's really cool. And again, I love being able to wear contacts with it. The color contacts is so cool. And the eyes are the window to the soul, right? It's really striking to be able to see them so clearly underwater, and it gives you as the performer a sense of calm, a sense of control. You really underestimate the difference that being able to see your environment does. So this summer, I'm super looking forward to swimming. We have one spring here. It's not as clean as what you see in Florida. I don't mean dirty, but I mean we have a lot of iron in our water, so the water tends to be very cloudy and colored, kind of reddish brown. Sometimes we get really green water. So there's only one spring here, and we've done videos of it before, but there are snapping turtles, and I'm so freaked out by them because they're huge, right? I would go around with my goggles first before I was posing, and I was looking for the turtles to make sure that I didn't accidentally swim into them. But then I would take my goggles off to try to get the pictures. But I'm really excited to wear these and keep them on and do all my pictures with my baby bump in it and see what happens. So I think it'll be cool. But yeah, you can check out GogGills, so that's 2 L's, on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, so my review is, 5 stars out of 5. I love it. It's really great. The only thing I wish I had realized at the beginning was just to be careful with the mascara because it's so easy to clog them up. And definitely rinse them after every use and store them in the little tubing so that they don't get lost and they don't get damaged, and you're removing any residual chlorine that could eat away at them and stuff like that. But I love them. So thanks for checking out my video, and you can check us out on patreon.com/Raina Mermaid for lots of behind the scenes, more reviews, tons of tutorials, my books. You can check out my website, mermaidreina.com. There's a lot of great free resources on there, as well as some online courses I've made. And yeah, check me out on Instagram, HFXMermaid. I have been documenting my pregnancy with River. It hasn't been easy, and I think it's important to be transparent about this stuff because I know there's gonna be other mermaid mamas out there. We are due in August. I'll do another update video about River in another couple weeks or so, but thanks for checking this one out, and best fishes. You're so cute. Nobody else is gonna like you, and I love you. All right. Oh my god, all I do is burp in these videos. It's pregnant burps. Let's give myself a second here. We'll cut this out. Okay. Sorry. All right. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about.